Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey yo, what's up everybody and welcome to episode 88 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin. I don't know what I was going to say. Along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
I thought I was doing okay. Hey, like we said, this is Two Player Co-op Podcast. Thank you guys so much for being here. If this is the first time you're seeing us, thank you for seeing us. This is the weekly podcast that we do from the guys here at Two Player Co-op, who is us. We get together, we kind of BS for the first 20 minutes or an hour and a half. Then we get into the news of the week that we think you need to know about, and then we end the podcast every week by playing something that is called the Back the Box Challenge. If you don't know what it is, you don't know yet, but you will. Stick around. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you like what you see, as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there. Hit the like button down here. Share the video with your friends. Help us as we keep growing. We're right around 450 now. That's crazy.
We're getting to 500. So we'll make it to 500 by episode 100, hopefully.
But to all the new subs, thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Hope you like what you see. Stick around for more.
Spread the word.
Yes. And if you don't, still stay subscribed. It helps us out a lot.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Just turn off the alerts. If you don't want to watch this, that's fine.
How are you doing, sir?
But don't unsub. I'm doing great. We were cooking dinner before he came over.
Murphy ate a sock.
Nope.
Okay.
No, he was fine.
Oh, good boy. He didn't look into the sun, I guess. Sorry, that was an early segue, but...
No, he was pretty good.
Where the hell did Dad go?
Clarksville or something?
Clarksville, Tennessee?
Yeah. On the Cumberland River.
you were about to make up a fake country
No, I was
song.
about to sing Wagon Wheel.
Oh.
Because he's heading west to the Cumberland Gap. To
Johnson City, Tennessee.
I don't think those were the right words, and I don't know if that's what the Cumberland Gap is, but he was there.
We'll roll with it.
But anyway, so we were cooking dinner, and so this last week or so, as always, I've been in like wedding mode because we kind of just have to be. We have a lot of crap to still do in these next six and a half weeks. But it hit me last week that I am not nearly excited enough about going to Munich because I've been so predisposed with wedding planning that all of a sudden I'm like, holy crap. Like, I know it's not like I forgot I'm going to Munich, but I just forgot how awesome it's going to be.
When are you going? Is it 5 weeks from now?
September 20.
Oh, it's September 27th.
3rd.
Or whatever it is. It's when the SNES Classic comes out.
I'll be gone that week.
Yeah. Or you come back that day.
I come back. We come back on the 30th. So that'll be like right in the middle of.
I don't know what the date is.
All of a sudden, I've been just like looking at pictures of Oktoberfest and looking at like YouTube videos of other people's experiences at Oktoberfest. And I'm just like, holy crap, this is going to be fantastic. And I just can't wait. However,
September 29th is SNES Classic.
Yeah, I think we leave there on the 29th.
Exactly.
We get back here the 30th. It hit me that I should probably start trying to reacquire my taste for non-IPAs because I ain't having any IPAs there.
They don't really make them in Germany.
So when we were grocery shopping yesterday, I picked up one of my old favorites, Spaten Oktoberfest. And I'm like, this will get me back into it. I drank 3 of these before I came over here. Well, 2.5. Brittany helped me with. I poured 2 into my giant liter Stein.
Das Boot.
Not Das Boot.
You need to watch Beer Fest.
Have
you watch it again before you go.
We watched it within like days of booking the trip.
Okay, good.
We may still watch it again.
Super Troopers 2 is coming out 4/20/18. Yes. Of course, it's coming out on 4/20. I didn't think it was actually going to happen. I'm so happy. It's going to suck. It's going to suck.
It's going to be like Dumb and Dumber 2 or Anchorman 2.
Dumb and Dumber or whatever the actual sequel was.
Dumb and Dumber T.O.
T.O. That's
Dumb and Dumberer was. I mean, I never even saw Dumb and Dumber 2, but Dumb and Dumberer was terrible.
Let's talk about Anchorman 2. It was decent.
That is the epitome of we gave everything away in the trailer. There was not one part of that whole movie that made me laugh that I didn't already see in the trailer.
The thing they didn't give away was the fight scene. The fight scene in this one was just weird and just
it was
not
like
funny.
over the top. Yeah, they just tried to. Yeah, that was just not good. But anyway, I wanted to start reacquiring my taste for non-IPAs, so I got some Spot in Oktoberfest.
Well, if you're on number 4, then I guess you've acquired it.
I have a liter...
A cola?
Liter cola. Liter Stein.
Told you this is going to be a good episode.
I put 2 of these in, and a liter is a lot of beer. So Brittany had some of that, but I've probably had 3.
Is it heavy?
It's not. You can try it if you want. It's not heavy. It's dark, but it's not. I mean, it's October. It's kind of like Sam Oktoberfest, but
it's okay.
I just realized. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It didn't take me. It took me like a sip to be like, okay, I'm on board. So I'm not worried about that.
Is Spaten a legitimate German
it's
beer?
It's straight out of Munich.
Okay.
What I don't get, which I noticed before I came over here, it says malt liquor. This is not. I mean, it's beer. I don't know why it says malt liquor.
Good old English.
I'm just very confused, but it's very much a beer. But anyway, I can't wait. I'm going to get stupid drunk. Mm-hmm. I'm probably going to buy... I've been wanting to buy a GoPro. I think I'm going to buy it before this trip just so I can record Oktoberfest. I'm going to want it for the honeymoon. I'm going to want it for my
head, or are you
around
going to
the
get
world.
A thing?
I kind of want to get the whole kit where I can do like the chest strap or the headband or like the selfie stick. Like I kind of want to go all out.
Nothing says tourist. I'm not a tourist like a freaking GoPro strapped to your chest and your head.
But I can't wait. I'm going to get me some Lederhosen. I'm going to, this is going to be fantastic. There apparently a big thing there, not that it surprises me, is you just jump up on the table and you chug your liter. That's one of those things I feel like I just need to do so that I can say, I chugged a liter of beer at Oktoberfest in Munich. I don't know if I can do it like I could back in the day, but I'm going to do it, and I'm probably going to just do it once, and that's it. But that's something I need to do. But I'm getting so stoked for this trip. I'm also getting kind of sick, which you can maybe tell from my voice.
Not today. Yesterday at the pay-per-view, I thought.
So yesterday my throat was sore, and I'm like, my whole life I've got, sore throats have been my thing. Luckily, this morning I woke up and my throat wasn't terribly sore. It was much better than yesterday, but now I'm kind of stuffed up. But I'm like, I'll trade a sore throat for congestion any day.
Would you say you've gotten a lot better from yesterday?
Yes.
Sorry. They just released, Nintendo of Japan just released a video with an overview of the Super Famicom Mini. It looks
just like the NES Mini.
It's exactly like the Mini NES, except
which
it's
it
got
should be.
Mario jumping around instead of 8-bit Mario. Save states, all that, so nothing we didn't know. But it's cool that that's actually happening.
Awesome.
Sorry. How was my my Leto there?
It was
a thing?
It was not Leto, but you actually kind of hit the notes.
I can falsetto it.
You just need to stick to falsetto. I think
that's my bet. Like when I do Bon Jovi, I'm not going to do it right now.
That's the thing.
I've really got it. God bless Wario. Because I don't know what I'm going to do about the Mini. I don't need it. I so badly want to sell. Well, I don't so badly want to sell it, but I feel like I should sell my NES Mini because of the previous purchase that I made. I have no reason to have it, but something will not let me get rid of that thing.
I feel like I'm certainly not going to go buy an NES Mini, but I feel like if I already had it, I would just keep it.
Yeah, if nothing else, I can put it upstairs for the boys to play. Even though those
to
games
me,
are
that's like a
hard
purchase. Not that it's a failed purchase, a bad purchase, whatever. You have it. You've written that money off.
Right. I spent $60 on it. Well, $75
as opposed to
if you count the
buying
controller.
something that you haven't yet bought. You can be like, I don't really need to spend money on that. But you've already spent money on it. You've written that off. To me, I would just keep that.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would buy the SNES Classic.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Yeah. Anyway, how have you been, sir?
I'm not going to Germany, but I've been good. It's good.
It's good.
It's good. I like the taste of beer. We were talking about that before we went there.
Yes.
That's the problem.
This conversation.
I need to stop drinking beer. We did that 1 month, but I didn't I was like, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. No, I didn't lose.
So it's funny. Let's take a
anything.
trip down memory lane.
Let's go.
When I first drank beer, I hated it. Mm-hmm. And that was probably because I was drinking your Keystones, your Coors Lights, your Bud Lights, what have you. And it was just your Busch Light.
Corn-flavored water.
It was disgusting.
Natty.
I would drink it.
You're a frat
I
party or
couldn't
whatever.
just drink a beer. I couldn't. I would drink it if I was. Well, here's the thing. 15, maybe not 15 years ago. I would have been 17, but 13 years or so ago.
Hashtag Team Young, right?
If you'd have handed me a beer, I'd have been like, oh, all right. And I would just drink this over the course of like an hour. But you set up beer pong, I'll chug those cups of beer. You want to play flip cup? I'll chug it. You fill up a funnel of beer.
Oh, God, I never did the funnel. No way.
I did the first night
My gag reflex won't let me.
The first night I ever did a funnel, it was in Potsdam. I did, I think, 9 of them that night. I'm like, a funnel? I'm like, ugh. I'm like, I don't even like beer.
One more. I'll do one more.
Yeah, I said that 8 times. I don't even like beer. How am I ever going to funnel it? And then I did it, and it went down real quick. I'm like, that was awesome. I feel good about this. And then I just throughout the whole night. Now, this was like a house party at my house. So I'm like, I don't need to leave. Like, if I need to pass out, I'll just go pass out. If I need to puke, I'll go out in the backyard and puke, whatever. But for the most part, when I first started drinking beer, I'm like, I hate beer. This is disgusting. I can't drink it. Then I don't remember where. We were at a concert, and I was with my buddy Jeff Jarvis. Shout out. I don't think. Oh, he lives in Germany. I should get in touch with him. I can't remember what concert it was, but I was at a concert with him and probably like Brent and Jason. I don't know. But I remember just being like super duper, just I was dying. I was hot and sweating and just whatever. And I think he brought me Labatt Blue or Labatt Blue Light.
God, yes.
Shout out to Canada. Shout out John Bernardo.
Shout out to John Bernardo. And
Labatt Blue.
Hey.
Shout out to upstate New York.
Pause. Y'all better be following at John S. Bernardo and at Pardon the Gamer. He's doing big things. Proud of you, dude.
Big guest coming up.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Good for him.
That's awesome. Check out his Twitter if you haven't seen it yet. I think, well, by now it'll be too late because he's already recorded with him, but shout out to John.
But I think I can go back to this one moment that I don't even remember where I was at a concert and I was just dying and he handed me a Labatt Blue or Blue Light or something and I'm just like, I'll drink anything right now. I'm so hot. And I drank it. Best beer I've ever had in my life. I have never needed...
Beyond ice cold.
Probably.
Or at least it felt that way.
But like I've never... This beer was just the best. Like I've never been in more need of like liquid in my life, and the fact that I think I had a beer there, I was like,
I'm screwed.
Holy crap, beer is good. I think I can trace it back to that moment, and now I'm just. I mean, for the most part, sometimes I'll just drink a beer at home, or I'll pour a glass of wine, whatever. But like, I'll be honest, I started drinking the beers tonight because I'm like, well, I'm coming over here to podcast. I might as well have a couple beers, but I do like the taste of beer. I don't just drink beer to get drunk. But
it's like I wish I didn't like the taste of beer sometimes because this is
yeah,
dad bod.
Well, but you're a dad, so you're fine.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean you just say the hell with it.
Once you're a dad, you've earned the right to just be dad bod. You're fine.
But I don't want to be a pirate.
I can't wait till I'm a dad just so I can just. I hope by that point I'm just like, I don't care anymore.
See, I'm too all up in my head.
Oh, I am too. I'm hoping that's gone when I become a dad.
And everything. Well, you're cut from the same blood as me. That's a weird thing to say. The same cloth. You have my
you
blood.
made me bleed my own blood.
Anyways, it probably won't go away. So there was an eclipse today in Memphis. This was fantastic. Sean, you were like, did you get my quote when I tweeted you that, texted you that?
I got the
and
quote.
Today we celebrate
our independence. But I don't know where you tweeted again. But I don't know. I didn't get the reference. I mean, I get what it's from. But
think of when the aliens arrive.
Are you talking about the clouds?
In Independence
Oh, because they're up in the building.
They're all going, they got their signs. They're like,
that
we
makes
love
sense.
you. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, well, that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
We all
Luckily,
survived.
That didn't happen.
Literally, like, the weather was perfect. And I'm telling you, within 5 seconds of when as close to totality as we had here in Memphis, which was like
94%.
94%. Within 5 seconds of that, this cloud went beep. The only cloud in the sky. I'm like, but when you're wearing the glasses, like the clouds, it's like they weren't even there. And it never got to the point where you could completely safely take the glasses off.
I did.
Oh, I did too. I was like,
not like Trump.
In the beginning, I was like, oh God.
I did it
but
once. I was like, oh my God, I
like,
see sunspots.
okay,
I'm blind forever.
Okay. But like when it got close to, as total as it was going to be here.
A total
I feel
eclipse.
like I could stare at it for look at it for like a half a second and be like, oh God. But before that, I'm like, nope, like split second. I don't know how, like, who is so stupid that they need to hear these warnings of don't stare
Yeah,
at
your
it.
body is telling
your body
you
doesn't
it
let you
won't
do
work.
it.
Yeah.
You need to like shut something drastically off in your system to force yourself to be able to look at this. Like, why are there that many people out there that can just turn that off and just like who I just don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I couldn't help myself but to take a peek.
Well, because I knew it wasn't.
But it was
like the
literally
worst.
like a half a second tops, and then I'm just like, okay, well there it is, and it just looked like a big glowing orb. Like it's not like you can see the shape when it's
right.
So I don't know. I just don't get why people are staring at it, but God bless him.
It was cool. I wish we would have had 100% totality. Wherever the hell Dad was in
it was
in Wagon
unbelievable.
Wheel, that was dark.
Yeah. When the next one hits in 7 years, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I
Well,
think
it's taking
gonna,
a different path.
It's going
This-
southwest to northeast. This one was northwest
yes.
to southeast.
Yeah.
So, and we're like in that bottom quadrant. Like this one went right over us. This one's going right over. So I think we can either head west or north. But I want to go to totality for this one because
Totality.
friendship again. But yeah, I'm not missing that one. I want to do that while I'm still young. Like it's apparently quite. I mean, this was awesome to see. It was like I don't know how many people out there were in the path of near or total totality. It was so weird. I mean, I can't even imagine being at the totality, but like, I just love to say totality. I'm going to say it as much as I can.
Totality.
But it was like, it was weird because it was getting kind of dark, but it wasn't like sunset dark where you have super long shadows and like a purpley orange hue. It was everything was still blue.
It was like Twilight, but it just looked. It was
dimmed.
just like you turn the contrast
Right.
down
It was
or
just
something.
very. It was weird. It was very. It was kind of
eerie.
like off-putting. Yeah, but
Well, that's why I told you it was like Castlevania when I finally
Yeah.
got out there and I looked up and I saw just like this orange sliver of a sun.
right.
I'm like, well, that's the sun, not the moon, but it looks like
Right.
a crescent moon, but that's the sun. I was like, this is or Blood Moon in Breath of the Wild or something. You
Right.
know? It's just crazy looking.
No, it was. I loved it. We didn't have the best view here, but I mean, we were better than a majority of the country. I'm certainly
yeah.
not taking it for granted, but the next one, I want to go to like ground zero. I want to be right in that path of totality. Because the pictures I saw of Dad's were like,
Yeah.
it just looked awesome. But I enjoyed it. It was fun. I'm glad I went and saw it. And even though that rogue cloud showed up, it was awesome.
Poor Jess and everybody in Collierville. It was a friggin' like hurricane
Yeah.
here. I came at like, not chairs weren't blown over, but the raft in the pool was blown out of the pool and like balls were blown around. Like I'm like, holy crap. It's crazy. Next. This is gonna be a good podcast. This one's worth $1, but we don't charge you $1. There's an Obi-Wan standalone movie coming. I do not give a flying rat's patoot about the Han Solo movie. I still don't. Ron Howard taking over it even makes me less caring about it.
That seems like an odd.
It just doesn't
pairing.
make any sense. And I still say, and I've been talking with some of y'all on Twitter about this, it's a story that does not need to be told. Han Solo is so cool.
Part of the
don't
appeal,
know
exactly.
what the hell he was doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's just the coolest character, one of the coolest characters, top 2 or 3 coolest characters in movie history. We don't need to know everything about him. Obi-Wan, what the hell was he doing between 3 and 4? What was Vader doing? Does Hayden... My main thought, though, all that being said, if it's not Ewan McGregor, I don't care. No one else should play
if it's
Obi-Wan.
not Ewan McGregor.
Because Alec McGuinness obviously cannot play him. It has to be Ewan McGregor.
That's the thing. We don't know what... Is this a pre-episode 1? Is this a between 3 and 4? Is
See,
this
pre-episode 1, I don't even care about. I want between 3 and 4 when he just put himself out in the middle of nowhere. What was
that
he doing?
seems like it should be it, but at the same time, like, wasn't the whole point he was in, like, isolation? He probably wasn't doing anything. And whatever he was doing probably didn't really matter a whole lot to the Star Wars universe. That would make sense because
but like was
if
Vader
you do it during
hunting him
that
down?
period, today Ewan McGregor is the right age. Like
Exactly.
it works. But does it matter what he was doing? Maybe it does. Maybe they can come up with a cool story. But I feel like he was probably just doing nothing. He wasn't being Obi-Wan. He was just being old Ben somewhere or younger Ben.
Maybe it's just a farming movie.
Maybe.
Does Hayden Christensen come back?
I don't think no. Because he's already Vader. I mean, unless they do it during a different time period. They're not going to have Hayden
Vader,
Christensen in the Vader suit. I mean, unless it's...
I still say that dude got a raw deal. Not that he's the greatest actor in the world, but the writing was horrible. The sand, it's so coarse. It gets everywhere.
I think Episode 3 is a good movie.
I think it's a good movie, too. I think it went...
2 is terrible. 1 is maybe even worse.
1 is
3
definitely worse,
I thought was a good
but
movie.
some people say it goes the opposite way. They think 1's the best, 2's a little bit less, and 3's the worst. I'm like,
1
are
is terrible.
Stupid. And I get, like, killing younglings. That was horrible. That was horrible.
But, I mean, you had to do it. You
didn't have to.
Well, you didn't have to do that, but...
Somehow he had to wipe out the Jedi.
You have to go from... Yeah, you have all these Jedi. You need to go from all these Jedi to, like, none.
Right.
And you need to get this guy who is teetering on that light side, dark side. You need to push him over the edge. I mean, I think they did. I don't know. I stand by it. I think Episode 3 is a good movie.
I think it's 8 out of 10. It's better than Batman vs. Superman.
To me?
Oh.
That was weird.
What?
I was just... To me? My voice did some weird stuff. I know this is sacrilege.
No, you are wrong.
What?
It's not better than Episode 4.
Episode 4 is not that great. It sets the stage for the whole universe, but like taken by itself, at the time, what that movie did was like unreal. I get that, but it's almost like Logan. Hear me out. It's almost like Zelda 1. It was unbelievable for its time, but it doesn't really hold up.
When was the last time you watched it, though? Because you didn't watch it with us when we were getting ready for Episode 7.
No, I think I did.
You watched 5 and 6.
I've watched it within the last 5 years or so, at least.
Yeah, I think it's better than 6.
I just feel like not a whole lot happens. It's, okay, we don't know if we're ever going to do a sequel. Prequels aren't even a thing. Here's the story. You got these bad guys, and here's these people rebelling against them.
It was just Star Wars.
It was just Star Wars.
Oh, this is blown up.
And it's like, let's go attack the Death Star, and guess what? We can shoot a blast right there, and it blows up the whole thing. And I feel like not a whole lot happened in that movie.
You can tweet at him at Real Sean White on Twitter and yell at him. I think it goes...
I'm not saying it's better, but I'm saying there's an argument to be made. But 1 and 2 are by far the worst 2.
Not counting Rogue One, to me it goes 5, 4, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. But that I don't know about 6 and 3. That might be flip flop to me. No, 6, 3, 2, 1. 5, 7, 4, 6, 3, 2, 1.
See, I'm a 5, 7. I can't do this because if you're listening, it's not going to make sense. 5, 7. At the very bottom is 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. And then in the middle, you got 3, 4, and 6. I probably go 6. Oh, God.
7 to me.
6, 3, 4. 5, 7, 6, 3, 4, 2, and 1. Somewhere at the bottom.
Out. If. This is weird. If the prequels didn't exist, I don't think Episode 7 would be as good. Does that make sense? Like, Episode 7 was a greatest hits.
Totally unrelated.
No. But what I'm saying is people hated the prequels so much. They wanted
so
Star
by comparison,
Wars to come back and be Star Wars.
But you almost have... I love 7, but... I mean, I just said it's probably my second favorite. I mean, Rogue One's up there, but if you're not including that... It is basically a combination of 4 and 5 with a little bit of 6.
Yeah, it's really all
redone.
3. That's what I mean. It's like a greatest hits.
And it's fantastic, but like at least the original trilogy tried to be different. It didn't work, but at least they tried to be different. 7 is, I love it. It's a great movie, but you could have been a little more adventurous.
If we would have gone to Matchbox 20's concert a couple weeks ago and they played nothing but the hits from like the first 2 or 3 CDs.
I'm going to
You
drop
don't-
a segue bomb on you here. It's almost as if... Now, hang on.
Come on. I was ready for this segue.
So...
I'm not hating on 7.
No, I'm not at
think-
all.
I think
I love the movie.
I think 5-6 years from now, I don't think it will be the best Star Wars like a lot of people think it is.
I think we were just yearning for more
Yes,
actual
exactly.
Star Wars, and it filled the void.
And I'm kind of worried about Episode 8.
I'm.
Hey,
we're what,
I didn't look at
three
any of the
episodes- no,
pictures or
three-
anything.
3.5 months away now.
Oh, Justice League, so close.
I still have not seen a lick of it. I've seen like the posters, and I don't even want to see that. Where it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I just.
That is an amazing poster.
I know. I don't even.
There's
I wish I
so
didn't even
much
see that,
symbolism
but-
in there with the blue and the red, and then like
Mm-hmm.
it's just amazing.
Yeah.
What was the segue?
I was gonna talk about. It's kind of a forced segue, and it's not fair to Star Wars. But remember how last night we were talking about how every freaking Jinder Mahal match is like the same. It's like they just did that. Well, we did this before and it seemed to work. Let's just keep doing it. Let's just bury it until, yeah. But don't get me wrong. I love episode 7, and it worked, so who cares? But it was very much just like episode 4, 5, 6
In one
part.
movie.
Duh.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But I liked it. I mean, I can't complain, but yeah.
Speaking of Ginger Mahal, we watched SummerSlam last night. You should have checked out our awesome 2-hour-long bourbon-infused SummerSlam prediction special with Nick Shafani from Nerd 901. That was a lot of fun. It wasn't as bad towards the end as I thought it was going to be when I listened and watched it back.
I think a lot of what we're remembering is the post-recording conversations
That lasted
where
for like
it
45
was just
minutes.
very
Yes.
slurred.
I was like,
but
Sean,
no,
we
by
gotta
the end of
move
the
this
podcast,
table.
I think we still sounded somewhat coherent.
What'd you think about SummerSlam?
I don't know. This is the flagship. I mean, the secondary flagship event of the year.
It was better than WrestleMania. That's what I will say. But that's not saying a whole lot.
It was better than WrestleMania, yes.
Because it ended on
kinda
such a
bummed.
high.
I'm kind of bummed that we missed, or I don't know if you did. I missed the SmackDown tag team match
I caught like the last 10 minutes.
because supposedly that
It
was unbelievable.
awesome.
The Raw tag team match was awesome, even though we
Yes.
missed like the last minute. Where
Shout
it
out to
ended.
WWE Network. My God, I thought it was my internet. Nope, it was everybody on the face of the world.
So we missed the end of that match, but that was an awesome match. The Jinder Mahal Shinsuke match was horrible.
It was a bad match. That was like a 2 out of 10 match.
If you somehow at least give Shinsuke the win, it kind of redeems it.
But
that was a terrible match. The same freaking
same finish
ending
every
like,
time. Except Jinder can't even do his own finishing move.
God, no.
You're supposed to do a full Nelson, lift him up, and slam him. This dude just was like, I'm going to
Grab him around the neck and
I'm just going to put my
kinda
hand
slam
here,
him
and then
down.
you just jump and fall. I was like, what the hell?
it
is
was
this?
horrible. It ended out of nowhere. He didn't even. It was just pathetic. The main event was fun.
It was what I said, the most hossiest fight in the history of the WWE.
It
was that
definitely
main event.
Peaked around the 5 to 7 minute mark,
And then it kind of
and
teetered.
But I mean, it was fun throughout. Goldberg. Brock was probably my second to last favorite to win, and I almost would have rather seen Roman win with a Shield reunion. As much as I don't want to see Roman win, I would have rather see it
And then
play
they
out
burn
that
the
way
place down,
than
yeah.
Brock. Having Brock win is just like, okay, well, he was the champ. He's still the champ. He'll show up every now and then, but like, if he gets through that match, how does he lose this title?
Here's what I hope is happening. I hope, because the next pay-per-view is Raw, and he's there tonight. We're recording while this is going on. I have no idea what's happening. I want one-on-one Braun versus Brock. I want Brock to go out there tonight with Heyman and be like, I survived, blah, 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 and then, blah, I put you through 2 tables and threw a third on top of you.
Well, what we really need,
And then Braun takes the title, and then Roman wins it probably from him at Survivor Series, goes on to lose to Cena at WrestleMania.
what we really need. All right, breaking news. The weekend of September
Nice.
16th. My good buddies from way back when Brent and Jason are going to record an episode with us. It's going to be a Fatal 4-Way. It's going to be lots of fun. That'll be episode, I don't know what, 90-something.
90-something. My gosh. How's
so that'll
that
be
possible?
Fun. I can't wait.
Gosh.
What I would love to see, even though it doesn't work because it's SmackDown, I want to see Brock and Strowman in a Hell in a Cell. But that's a SmackDown exclusive. As is Money in the Bank, which sucks. They shouldn't have both of them, but
I got to think what they're going to do next year is make that a Raw pay-per-view.
one of them.
No,
Money
I'm saying
in the
make
Bank or
Money
Hell
in the
Cell.
Bank. Make Money in the Bank Raw.
One of them
You
should
can't.
be, yeah.
SmackDown can't own Money in the Bank. They should just get rid of the Money. Well,
That should be their
they shouldn't get rid of Money in the Bank, but what they should do is move
joint.
it later
Make it
in
a
the
joint
year.
pay-per-view or
Move
something.
it later in the year. Get Survivor Series.
Survivor Series
Nobody cares
doesn't
about
need to
Survivor
happen
Series.
anymore. Yeah.
Make it in November. They got rid of King of the Ring. Nobody thought they'd ever get rid of King of the Ring. They got rid of that. I'd rather have King of the Ring back in June.
Then Survivor Series.
And
Get rid of Survivor Series and
move
have Money
in the Bank to
Yep.
Survivor Series. You're 6 months out from whatever it's called, WrestleMania. That's plenty of time to build up if you want to do it there. That's what they should do. Survivor Series is like the PGA Championship of golf majors.
No, I agree. It doesn't do anything for me.
My thoughts. It ended on such a high that I feel better about it than I did WrestleMania. Started very blah. They've completely given up on Corbin. The rumors are that Rude is coming up. Rude is basically taking Corbin's spot as a top heel on SmackDown. That dude doesn't have... I mean, he's 40. AJ's also 40. AJ feels like he's 40 going on 31.
Right.
Whereas I feel like Rude just feels so much... Because he's
very
basically...
slowed down. He's
made himself Triple H without the pedigree. He's just Triple H with a DDT instead of a pedigree. And he's super talented. I'm not saying he's not, but
that actually works. I mean, he's Triple H without the pedigree, literally and figuratively.
And we're going to cancel the podcast. You can't get any better than that, but you could get better than that high five.
I mean, I was trying to do it without looking.
I know that I was doing it too.
But no, I agree. Corbin's got potential. I just don't
see
care.
it. I don't see that he even has potential. There's nothing about this guy that impresses me. The Shinsuke match was horrible. AJ and Owens was a good match, but Shane was just sweating all over the place and getting involved. And like I said in our prediction special, I said, I worry that the whole point of this match obviously is just to get to Shane versus Owens. Hopefully we're just going to do that maybe at like Hell in a Cell. Put them at Hell in a Cell. Let Shane have one more Hell in a Cell match or whatever. And then move on from there. Don't drag it out to WrestleMania for God's
And Shane
sakes.
really added nothing to that match. That was a good match. I got nothing against Shane, but that was a good, bordering on great match
that he
despite
kind of
Shane.
ruined. Yeah.
Like, you didn't need just have that be a singles match.
Mike Chioda would not have been getting kicked around as much as Shane.
He
was.
wouldn't have. Yeah.
And how
exactly.
does Shane? This guy falls off Titantrons and Hells and Cells and stuff, and then he gets like bonk, and he's just in a coma. And he's two,
Right.
two.
Oh, 2. No, it was a
He
2.
tapped out. It was two.
Oh, it was a 2.
Two. Shane.
It was a 2. Yeah.
I still love Shane, but I like
I
Shane
love Shane,
more.
but-
He doesn't have to wrestle anymore. And how sad was it to see Daniel? We talked about it during the pay-per-view, but to see Daniel Bryan and Kurt Angle backstage.
That's
talking.
a dream match. Yeah.
So
I don't know. All in all, I'd say it was disappointing, but better than Mania.
They should have moved. One of the two women's matches sucked, and that's not because I don't like women's wrestling. It was just like I was happy
They
for
both
Natty.
just ended out of nowhere.
Yes, it's just like a shoot shotter. And then what's her face? Sasha was just like a bank statement. You're done. Like what?
Yeah.
Put one of those on the pre-show. The SmackDown Tag Championship should have been on the main show, and then the whole thing would have felt better, I think. Not to mention, your most popular tag team is not either the champions, it's the Hardys, and you have them go on first when there are 5 people in the arena.
Right.
6 hours before the show ends. What are you doing? Get rid of these 4-hour pay-per-views with 2-hour pre-shows. Make them all 3. If WrestleMania is 4, I get that. Make the rest of them 3. An hour-long pre-show. That's the longest it should ever be, even for WrestleMania. I don't know. 6.5 out of 10 kind of a show to me with a friggin' 10 out of 10 main event. 9 out of 10 main
There was
event.
one match too many. You didn't need... It should be 2 pre-show matches.
Yes.
With a little bit of the commentary stuff they do, and it should be 1 hour.
And I liked the Orton match. People were crapping
I
all
love
over
it.
that. I love it. It
I
was
love
an awesome
Orton.
RKO.
I don't really care about Rusev. Like, I don't hate him. I don't love him. It's just whatever.
If you're a Rusev fan, though, I get it. You're
I'd be
pissed.
annoyed. Yeah.
But like poor Randy has just been like swimming in dog crap since WrestleMania ended.
Right.
House of Horrors.
And then having to put over Jinder 3 times.
The worst wrestler in 3-man
And then,
band.
we'll have you pin him clean on SmackDown
Right.
when it means nothing. And
Great
then,
Khali friggin' chokes him out. Like, oh, God, it was just so dumb.
Yeah.
But the thing I really want to talk about, Sean. Last year, we started doing YouTube. Our first episode was episode 31 that we did on YouTube. We did 30 before that. Go ahead and check them out. SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Podcast services around the world. The first episode we did was the night of Saturday at Comic-Con when we got the Justice League trailer, and that was cool. But the thing that I loved the most was the announcement of one game entitled Sonic Mania. I've now been waiting for this game for over a year. Been delayed once, maybe twice. Sonic Mania came out this past week. Like I said on the last podcast when we were forced out due to, power outages. We tried to get it early because we wanted to do our first full review and like kind of video it and do all that fun stuff. We didn't get to do that. But we both got to play it. We might go into mild spoilers if you even care about spoilers in a Sonic game. I'm not going to talk about anything past what you've played.
Yeah.
But Sonic Mania is here. Let's talk about it.
So I know you... Okay. We'll start over. I know you were very... I totally see why now. You were very intrigued and interested in hearing my very initial thoughts via text message when I first started playing this game.
I need to get
You had me hooked... Not you. The game had me hooked like that from the initial Sega... And like the pixelate, they didn't clean it up.
No, it wasn't like an HD version or anything.
The Sonic music, all of the old sound effects, like right off the bat, I'm like, okay, I'm in. I will say once it started, I'm like, okay, this is awesome. I'm playing Sonic again. When I got to the first bonus level, I'm digging the bonus level.
I suck at them.
We'll get to that later.
I've only gotten 1 emerald.
I've beaten 2.
Okay.
I
I can't find them. After I got through Green Hill, I'm
that's
like,
what I
I
was
can't
gonna
find
say.
these
I haven't
damn
found
things.
any since Zone 2.
I found 1 in like Zone 8.
I haven't found any since
And
Zone 2.
I didn't beat it.
But they're fun. I like it. I think I went 0 for 3 on my first other minigame, the ball stage. And then I think I beat the next 3. I don't think I've beaten any since then.
They are all the exact... I don't think they're all directly from Sonic 3, right? There's no new ones. I'm fine with that.
But I was playing it. I'm like, this is awesome. It's old Sonic. It's the same... Basically the same graphics, but... It's almost like Shovel Knight kind of graphics. Like, it's still 16-bit, but... nicer, better than you could do on an actual 16-bit
The
machine.
animations are what stick out for me. The first time I saw him run, I was like, there are so many frames of animation here.
Yeah.
I'm not the first to say this, and I don't know who was, but a lot of people have said it. It's like, this game is how we remember Sonic 3 being, but not how it really was.
Well, that's what I was... I feel like when I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac, I'm like, yeah, this looks like a PS2 game up-res because that's what it is. But I feel like if I actually went back and played the original one, I'd be like, oh, no, that PS4 game looks a lot better.
Yeah.
I think that's how this would be. If I actually went back and played Sonic 2, Sonic 3, I'd be like, oh, wow, this is quite a bit different. I kind of got already burnt out by like Zone 2, and I'm like, okay, this is Sonic 3 Zone 1 and then Sonic 2 Zone 2. I'm like, is this all this is going to be? I'm like, what's happening here? But then even by the time I finish Zone 2 and all of a sudden there's like the syringes where you turn the liquid into like bouncy stuff.
like,
and if it's different colors, it's more bouncy. And
this isn't just Sonic 2 all over
the boss
again.
fight. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert for the next 30 seconds. I'll tap my head when we're done, or if you're listening on audio, fast forward about a minute or two.
The boss fight of Zone 2.
I was so glad that was not spoiled for me, and I was like, I cannot spoil this for Sean. I would have never in a million years thought you would fight Robotnik in the Mean Bean Machine.
That was when I was like, well, it started kind of coming back when I saw, okay, this is Sonic 2 Zone 2, but okay, now they're adding some more tweaks to it. And then when I got to the boss fight, now I'm like, okay, this is not just Sonic 2 Redux. Like they've changed it. So that was awesome. Zone 3 was what? Cinema. What's it called?
I'm looking up I forget the exact
Cinema.
name. No, Star. Hold on, I'll get there in a second. Studiopolis.
The
new casino. Oh, I mean, spoilers are off. Sorry. The new Casino Night Zone or whatever it was called.
Casino Night. Yeah. I will say I'll say it's a complaint, but I don't know that it really is. But it's the same thing from back when I played Sonic way back in the day and when I still play it now. And I've learned now to just get over it. And I think I talked about this in like The Witcher, and I think I talked about it in some other games I've played recently where it just seems, and I know it's ridiculous being a 16-bit game, part of me doesn't like just flying through these levels because I know I'm missing so much and I just want to explore. And when I'm like going off all these springs and like bouncing all over the place, part of me is always like, what am I missing? Like,
but that's the beauty of it. But that's what I was going to say is one of the things.
Like if I could see like a blown out picture of each of these stages.
But I've seen them just for Green Hill. These stages are ginormous.
Right, yeah. And it is what it is, and I enjoy playing it, but I can't help but feel the whole time like, what am I missing? Like, what? I kind of wanted to see more of the stage, but...
So I used to feel that way, but now that I'm getting older and stuff, and I realize that the design of these levels is so amazing to get it so that you can take one or two, sometimes three different paths. Some are very platformy, take your time. Some are just, and you're doing all this other stuff. Or like in the Studiopolis Zone, you're going through popcorn machines and this, and slot machines and all this other stuff. And they all converge. Either not even just at the end, but before the end, so that you're going a specific way, so you get to the mini boss or to the actual boss. The level design in this game is phenomenal.
Well, plus, not to mention, there's points where like you'll get to a certain part, you'll like bounce up on a spring, and now you're here. And it's like, okay, well, I can't go right. I got to go left. And you spin dash, and all of a sudden you're flying to the left. I'm like, what? Am I going backwards? Am I making progress?
You're
like, what's going
backwards.
on? And then all of a sudden, it's
right.
And then you bounce way back to the right. And I'm like, okay, I guess I was going the right way.
You can go backwards, but the other thing. So I was talking about the animation. The other thing. So when you get hit, the way those rings bounce towards the screen. The first time I saw that, I was like, whoa. I was like Joey Lawrence. I didn't expect that.
I could be wrong. I assume that was like a carryover from Sega CD, or was that not even in?
I don't think it was even in Sega CD. I've only played. I mean,
it's a nice touch. I like it.
Here's all my notes. The music is amazing.
Music's perfect.
And it does sound better. Oh, I did go back.
Oh, okay. I want to
write it down so you don't forget. I did go back and fire up Sonic 3, then Sonic 2, and Sonic 1 that night when the party was going forever out here.
On the Raspberry?
I'm kind of sick of playing it. Yeah. It is Sonic 3. I like the art the best of Sonic 2 other than this. Sonic 3, it's like that real like almost claymation-y kind of look to Sonic or something. And I thought the animation went along with it. It doesn't. Like, this game moves so much better and so much smoother than that. Same with 2, same with 1. The music does sound better in Mania. I just lost. I was going to say something. I hate when I'm talking and I'm like thinking of something. And I'm like, then it's just gone. The new power-ups.
That's the other thing. I don't know what's new and what is a carryover from Sega CD that we just didn't know about.
The blue ring is the fire shield looks amazing now. That looks better than in Sonic 3 when you would do the...
It looks... Yeah. Here's my thing. I don't remember thinking this way before, like back when we were playing Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3. I don't remember what game it started in. What in the world is the point of the stupid like speed shoe power-ups? This does not help you at all.
I haven't even gotten the speed shoes in
I've
this.
gotten it a couple times and
Really?
I just die. It's not like Mario. Basically, if you could combine the speed shoes with like the invincibility like star thing,
Yeah.
you have a Mario star. In this game, it's like you can be invincible, but you're moving at normal speed, or you can get super speed shoes and just go super fast, but you're just going to die because you can't control. Like, what does that do? There's no benefit to beating the levels quick. It's not like you're always on the verge of timing out. What is the point of adding these speed shoes if you're not going to be invincible when you have them? I just die every time I get them. Or I get hit and get like one ring back, and then I get hit and get one ring back, and then I'll run off a cliff. But like, they serve no purpose. There's zero purpose to them. Other than it's kind of fun. If you can live long enough, it's fun to see it move even that much quicker. But
Yeah.
So here's what I was going to say, talking about music. I don't know if you've had this happen. And then once it happened, I'm like, it's kind of a clever carryover, I think.
That's what I was going to say. I just remembered.
Have you had it happen? I think it's maybe when you get like a 1-up from getting 100 coins, and it does a... And then all of a sudden the music's gone, and you're just playing with no background music?
I don't think so, but I've also had the lag thing with my controller.
That happened to
you
me
haven't had.
twice, and I'm like, what in the world? I'm like,
What?
But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like this happened back in like Sonic 2 or Sonic 3. It was
I
like
don't remember that.
I consider it like a glitch. And so I don't know if it's still a glitch or just something that they were like, well, this was a glitch back then. Let's include it in it. But there are times where all of a sudden I'm playing and there's no background music. And I think it usually starts after you get like a 1-up from getting 100 coins.
I haven't noticed that. Are you playing as Sonic and Tails? That's what I'm playing as.
Yeah. I don't even remember having a choice, but yeah.
You can go up or down because you can do Sonic and Tails, Tails, or Knuckles.
Oh, I assumed you could, but I didn't. I must have
I was just like, I
zoomed
feel
right
like,
past that option. But yeah, I'll land somewhere and I got to go right, and there's like spikes over here, and I got to go that way, and all of a sudden Tails like boom, and he just speed dashes right into the spikes. I'm like, what?
He's just as dumb as he was on Sonic 2 and Sonic 3.
I'm glad they didn't improve that AI, but what are you doing, Tails?
What I was going to say before I forget again, even though I wrote it down. We loved our Sega Saturn. The only thing I did not love about the Sega Saturn is we did not get a Sonic game on it. Sonic 3D Blast doesn't count because it was on the Genesis also, and the Game Gear, for crying out loud. This is what I feel like a Saturn
This did not
Sonic
need
game.
to wait until 2017 to come out. This game could have been on Sega Saturn 20 years ago.
This would have sold Saturns. If this
Yeah.
game came out in 96 or even in 95 when it first launched, this would have sold units. This is... I do feel confident in saying this is the best Sonic game ever made.
I agree, but I think it's more greatly appreciated now because of the time off.
Because it's been gone
if you
for
put this
23
exact
years.
same game on Saturn 20 years ago, I'd be like, it's a pretty
More
cool game.
Sonic, yeah.
And it wouldn't be appreciated the way it is now. But I agree. This game could have been done 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago on Saturn.
You'll see some... Have you done the desert level yet?
No.
Okay.
I did the first two, and then Studiopolis, and then 4 was like the print.
Flying Battery.
Oh, 4 was Flying Battery.
Let
5
me
was
say
print level, print, something with print in the
Garden
title.
or something.
And so I think
Press.
yeah. And then I think I beat that, so I think I'm on 6
Well,
now.
no, because you beat 6, because that had what's-his-face as the boss. I don't want to say.
What was 6th world?
Stardust Speedway.
Oh, I did beat that. So what's 7?
It's from Sonic 3. Hydrocity.
That's where I stopped. I got to there and I stopped, but yeah.
If you get stuck on that boss, I got a tip for you. Oh, you're going to love the mini boss. You're going to go, oh my God, I cannot believe they did this when you get to the Act 1 boss. I'll
Really?
just say that. Yes.
I'm shocked that you seem to be shocked that I did not struggle with Spider Robotnik.
Because everybody I've seen play this game has struggled with Spider Robotnik.
Other than when I accidentally died, like I got caught under like, because the thing's moving up, and somehow I technically
That happened
got
to me a
about
couple
1
times.
pixel stuck under the spikes, and I got crushed and
Yeah.
died. Other than that, I beat him on my first try. Once I figured out what I was supposed to do, you
I
gotta like
can't-
spin around and
I can
boom,
only,
knock him
for
into the
some
spikes.
reason, maybe it's because I'm having lag issues, I can only have him. It's hard for me to make Sonic go to the left. He goes to
No.
the right so easily.
No, you're doing it wrong. I had that issue too.
Okay. You figured out when to push it?
No, it has nothing to do with that. All you do is if you want to go left, you hold left when you hit the
Are
jump
you
button.
serious?
I thought it was a timing thing too when I was trying to do it earlier in that level. Because I'm like, I'm going this way. And there's these blades here, but there's coins up here. And I'm like, well, now I want to go
Yeah.
back and get those coins. And I would try to time it, and then he would always jump right.
Well, so that's
and
what
then I
kept-
eventually figured out, yeah, if you hold left and hit jump, he's going to jump that way.
My main problem was I was getting so frustrated because I couldn't get him to go the right way I wanted him to go.
Yeah.
Then I would get hit, and my rings would go. Oh, we're just gonna go off screen. They shouldn't go off screen. They should
Sometimes
bounce
mine
back
went
on
off
the screen.
screen, but they did come back.
Sometimes,
They'd
and
be
then
like,
they go. Shoom! They'd come back like real fast sometimes too.
okay, so that was your issue. Yeah, if you hold left or right when you hit the jump button, that's the way he's going to fly off.
What I
So
finally figured out,
I can
was
understand that would be frustrating.
when he starts shooting his little fireballs. If you just stand all the way to the left or all the way to the right, he can't hit you. Once I figured that out,
oh, see,
I
I
beat
don't
him
even
that
think I
time.
knew that.
I beat him that time because he would get me with those stupid things because I'd be spinning around the thing or I'd try to get on the thing just to jump into him and he'd be up here and I'd be low and I'm like, this is never going to work. And then I'm spinning around while fireballs are coming at me. I was so frustrated.
Fireballs.
I literally threw my controller for the first time probably since the 16-bit era.
1992 or
I threw
something.
it twice into the couch. It stuck really good. So, and one time it bounced and I caught it and I was just like, I'm going to throw you again. But when I beat it, that's what I was going to say. Sonic is not an easy game. Sonic games have never been easy. I'm not saying they're not Dark Souls. I'm not saying that, but they're not like baby games. Okay.
Yeah.
But when I beat Spider Robotnik, the girls out here having their bunko party probably heard me say, F yeah! And thank God the kids spent the night at Granny and Poppy's house. Because I was just...
Where was Eliza?
She was out here with Jess.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
only reason I didn't have you come over and say, let's just play Zombies and Zombies Ate My Neighbors and a bunch of other stuff. I
yeah.
thought I was going to have Eliza for most of it. She stayed out here the whole time.
Yeah.
But it let me get all the way to the Zone 11 of Sonic. This game's not easy, but it is so rewarding. And the fact that I beat Zone 10 that night, I'm not going to say what it was because it's another repeat, but I barely remember it. I beat Zone 10.
Let me ask you this.
I started Zone 10 with 1 life before I forget. Started Zone 10 with 1 life. Got through Act 1. Beat the boss with 1 ring left. The second and both these the 2 acts in this world or this zone are very long. When I beat that without dying, it was such a praise Jesus moment that I did it.
Yeah.
I got to the next level. I was like, I'm not even going to try it. I just dumped into some spikes and died. I was like, I'm going to save. Call it a night. I got 2 more zones. Technically, I'm not really going to be. I'm never going to get all the Chaos Emeralds. I'm just going to YouTube it. I'm not even worried
I've
about
never.
it. I've
the
never.
only way I've
gotten-
ever done. The only way I've ever played as Super Sonic is with like a Game Genie. I think.
Exactly what I was going to say. All right, what were you going to say?
I think there was something. I didn't actually read the article. I'm guilty of this a lot because I feel like I say this a lot. I saw this headline, but I didn't read the article. There was something I came across on Twitter. It sounds like it's Kotaku, but I could be wrong. But there was like an article that said, "Are retro game remakes, whatever, too hard?" And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, what I wanted to comment back was like, no, people are just too soft. Like, they're not. They're difficult.
They're
but, like,
difficult, but but like I said this to Bernardo, and I said like, and he's like, he said the same thing to me. Like, this game is difficult, but I friggin' love it so much. I
Right.
don't even care. And it's like, I feel like gamers nowadays, if you did not grow up in the 16-bit era, yeah, Logan, you saw me tweeting, you're in this group. All these Team Young people that didn't grow up in the 16-bit era and didn't go through, or the 8-bit era also, when games were hard because it extended the life of these games.
Right.
They weren't exactly long.
And if
but
you
they had to be
died, you had to
difficult.
start from the beginning.
Exactly. That's what we talked about with permadeath last week. Gamers now are babied by save states and unlimited continues
and auto saves every time you go into a new room. Like,
the fact people are bitching and complaining the fact that if you die at Robotnik, you go back to Act 1 instead of Act 2.
give me a break.
Cry Me a River, it's like each act is maybe 4 or 5 minutes, 7, 8 if in some of them. By the way, there is a 10-minute time limit.
Although you did text me something.
What?
You texted me something Saturday night when you were playing, something to the effect of the fact that you need to go back every time you die is ridiculous.
Because I was pissed. I was on flying battery. I was like, I said I'm never going to beat this. I'm literally
No, you were past that. Because that was the night I was playing too. I think you were well past. It was the zone like 8 or 9 boss or something that you.
Oh, it's 9.
9.
Oh my god.
Oh, so what I was going to ask.
It's 9.
Are there, I don't want to know specifics. Are there, that you've come across, are there Sonic 1 levels that show up again? Or is it all 2 and 3? I don't know that Sonic 1 would I feel like Sonic 1 was actually kind of slow compared
to... this Green Hill reminded me of Sonic 1's... When I went back and played Sonic 1 later that night, it reminded me more of Sonic 1's Green Hill than it did 2 or 3. So I would kind of say it's 1.
Okay.
I mean, Green Hill isn't in Sonic 3. I know it's Angel Island. But I'm saying it was more Sonic 1 than it was 2. So I would say that's the 1. Like, there's not like the Marble Madness Zone or whatever it's called. And I forget after that. But
yeah.
My final thoughts. I was so excited for this game. I said, other than like Zelda and Horizon, this was my most anticipated game this year. More than Mario. And I will tell you, this will be on my top 5 list at the end of the year. I am not I'm not trying to just be dramatic here. I'm not a 3D Mario guy. I don't know how Mario Odyssey is going to be better than this game. That is purely from what my preferences are as a video game player. If Mario Odyssey is better than this game, in my mind, I'll be shocked. This game is everything I wanted it to be and more. This game, I'm not going to say it's a 10 out of 10 because it's not. And like I said, I've alluded to. I've had some issues with like my DualShock 4. If I pause it or if a trophy pops and I hit the PlayStation button to go look at what that trophy was for and I come back, all of a sudden Sonic's just running and I hit the jump button and he literally jumps like a second and a half later, which is huge. If you're playing a game like this, if you have any lag,
yeah, Sonic doesn't work with
lag. You
lag.
cannot play it. It's hard enough to play Mario. Sonic is literally impossible if you have lag.
Yeah.
This right now it's early. It's not early. I've got 2 zones left. I freaking love this game. If I were to put a score on it, 8.8.
I would say it's low to mid 8s for me. I'm loving it. It's frustrating, but it's like good for. It's not like some games. I haven't really had this in Final Fantasy 12.
It doesn't feel cheap.
Which it's kind of an old right. There are some games like Final Fantasy. I'm trying to think of what it would be because I don't think I had it with Final Fantasy 15 either. But like, there are games that you play and you're like, this boss is difficult. This level is difficult, and it's a game where maybe you need to level up, and you feel like you need to go grind levels for a little bit and come back when you're better prepared. You are the same Sonic at the end of this game as you are in the beginning. It is purely on.
It's up to you.
And so I can't help but, I mean, the game definitely gets harder, but it's all, to me, it's fair. None of it is like cheap. None of it feels like you need to go do something else and come back when you need to go find a new weapon or level up first or do something so you're better prepared. Like, it is all on you as the player.
And as you die and you go through these levels, you start to, by the zone 9, I probably died at that boss 10, 11, 12 times. Like, it is, the world, the zone is a nice mix of the platforming with the speed. And it's got something in the second act that I definitely don't remember. It's a repeat from Sonic 2 that I don't remember doing back then. In fact, I know it didn't do it back then. But that damn boss. It was, and that's when I'm just like, God, I do wish I could just like, I wish I had save states right now so I could just keep going. And it's all about figuring out the patterns, but there is a lot of luck also, especially in that boss. If you've gotten to zone 9, you know what I'm talking about. There's luck involved in that. But again, it just makes it when you beat that boss or beat that zone, it makes it that much better.
Here's my biggest complaint so far, and I will say it's kind of sort of cheap, even though I just said this game is not cheap. I think where was it? It may have been that what was the one after press? Something press? Speed?
Stardust Speedway.
Yeah, that one. I think it was that one. Although I think it was earlier than that. The one where... Oh, it was Zone 1 of whatever world you fight. Spoiler alert. 3, 2, 1. Zone 1 of whatever... Or Act 1 of whatever zone you fight fake Sonic in. Metal Sonic, whatever.
That's Stardust Speedway.
And the boss is like the helicopter. I think it's the same zone. And he's shooting rockets, and then they come back. I thought I had to like jump on them.
You have to jump on the blue.
You have to jump on the one, but not
Yeah.
the other one. So I'm like, am I supposed to be knocking these back at him?
Yeah.
I kept trying to like jump and hit the thing, and I couldn't
Yeah.
hit him. And I'm like,
Yep.
do I need to jump and hit the rockets? But then there's something weird about the fact that the screen is always moving, but you're always moving.
It's
but the
hard to time your jumps, right?
Right. I kept like trying to jump over them. Even once I figured out, okay, I'm not supposed to jump on them, I would try to jump over them, and I would just jump onto them
Yeah.
every time. And I'm like, is this one of those things where I just need to survive for so long and then something will happen? And then, yeah, I eventually figured out you got to jump on these rockets and not these rockets, and it sends them back. But that boss, that was probably the most frustrating boss I've fought yet.
Spoilers over. Wait till you get to episode 9. I mean, zone 9. I will say, though, this game proves that nostalgia can be done right. Oh, and that was the other thing. I didn't say it when I talked about friggin' Mario Odyssey. Nintendo, I hope you're watching. We'll talk about the NBD numbers for July here in a little bit. This will be the best-selling game in August. Period. It will sell better than Uncharted. It'll sell better than Splatoon or Zelda or anything that's left over on the Switch. Especially at $20. This will be the best-selling game. The only thing that's going to hurt is there are no retail copies, so it's all digital. So you can't just walk into a GameStop. A dad walks into a GameStop who hasn't played games in a while and says, whoa, there's a new Sonic game? That looks awesome. You know? That won't happen.
Yeah.
This is nostalgia done right, and it makes me so badly want a 2D Mario. I'm glad we're getting 2D Metroid, but I want, like... This makes, more than anything, this makes me want Super Mario
like
World
true
3.
2D Mario?
Super Mario World 3.
Not
Super
like
Mario
new,
Brothers 4.
not a new
Not the
Super Mario Switch or something.
This is shown, imagine Mario World is perfect graphically. It is perfect with extra frames of animation, extra special effects and stuff like that, some throwback worlds. It doesn't have to be a mix like Sonic Mania is a mix, but I want Super Mario World 3. And I hope Nintendo is watching. Any other final thoughts you want to add on Sonic Mania, Sean?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. I'm enjoying it though. I can't. This is what, probably twice the length of other Sonic games?
So Sonic 1 had 6, Sonic 2 had 11, 10, 11 if you count the secret zone if you become Super Sonic, and it's just a boss fight. Sonic 3 had 6, Sonic and Knuckles had 6. If you combine the two, it's 12.
Sonic 2 had 10?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I don't know that
Did we ever beat that game?
We beat Sonic 3. I don't know
would've
that we
thought
ever
2
beat
had
2
like
or 1.
6 or 7 also.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yep, it was 10. I looked it up. I will say, so I'm going to beat it here in the next couple of days. As you're watching this, hopefully on Tuesday, maybe on Wednesday, you're listening to us on audio. If you are, you should go to youtube.com/2playercoop and subscribe and share with your friends. Uncharted's up next. If I can't, well, actually, I'm probably not because this is Monday night. I just realized that. So we're going to stop recording at some point. I'm going to go edit this, go to bed, upload it in the morning, go to work, come home, and Uncharted will be here. So Sonic is now going to take a back seat for a few days until I beat Uncharted. I'll have all my thoughts next week. Sean's not going to play it, obviously, because he's Sean. So I have all my thoughts on that. I will say, though, I am very worried about Uncharted The Lost Legacy. It's getting very good reviews. It's not Uncharted 4, but it's like an 86 on Metacritic right now.
To me, it seems like... I mean, I've only played 2 of the games, and I've enjoyed them both, but I'm not, like, crazy about it like you. Other than Metal Gear Solid, where you've got Snake and Big Boss, and you can make the argument who's the main character. Has there ever been a series that you loved where there was a new game that came out where you don't play as the main character that has turned out well?
You could
a Sonic game where you don't play as Sonic, or a Mario game where you
Knuckles
don't play as
Chaotix
Mario.
sucks. I went
a
back and
Zelda
played
game
that
where you don't
too.
play as Link. Like
I
it
played
just
Knuckles
seems,
Chaotix. That I played it for about 2 minutes. It was like, this is not a good game at all.
Right. Like that's what scares me. I mean, I don't even really. I'm not that invested in it, but that's what makes
What
me
I
feel
get
like,
from-
how is this gonna work?
What I've heard in reviews is the storytelling's good and everything, but it's really just like, and I knew it was going to be. This game started out as DLC. It got big enough to where they said, let's do it as a standalone release. It's Uncharted 4 with Chloe and Nadine instead of Nate and his brother.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I guess the closest thing I can come up with, and I think this is not really an apt comparison, but like, what do you call it? The side quest, the DLC, whatever, for Last of Us.
Okay.
I don't think,
But at least you're still Ellie in that.
but I don't think Chloe and Nadine are going to be as helpless as Ellie kind of was. Like, Ellie
No.
is not Joel. I feel like this game, you're basically Chloe and Nadine, and it's basically going to control the same way as Uncharted 4.
It
I would
controls
guess.
exactly the same. No new
So
mechanics.
maybe
That's the
not
thing.
a,
It's like,
maybe not a big step down, but it just seemed to me, it just seems, and it's not even like the whole male female thing. I don't care about that. I don't care
No.
if you were playing as some other male character, but it just seems. I'm just thinking of like a Zelda game. Even if the Zelda DLC was like, instead of playing as Link, you play as the Zora guy or something, I'd be like, I don't know about this. Is this really Zelda still? But that's my biggest. Again, I'm not that invested, so I don't really care. But that's my biggest fear.
my
for
fear
lack
is
of a better
that
word.
my fear is that I'm going to play this and I'm going to finish it and go, I don't know why this game exists.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that this is a story that needs to be told. I love Chloe as a character. Nadine, I'm kind of whatever. I don't know. I hope I can get invested in it. I'm not going to get as invested in it as I was the core Uncharted games because there's no Nate Drake. I haven't been with these characters for 4 games. You know, I don't care that they're building it up, that it's the Thief's End and all this other stuff. Gameplay wasn't the strongest part of Uncharted 4. So the strongest part was the story, and it was phenomenal. This story can't be that good. It just can't. And the gameplay's the same.
Yeah.
I hope I don't just be like, I don't know why I spent $40 on that game.
I can't imagine you'll be. You may be disappointed because you're comparing it to 4 or 3 or 2, but I don't think it'll be so bad that you would like regret it.
Yeah. But I have heard people saying it's like, it's good. It's not even as good as Uncharted 1, though. I'm like, oh,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, 1's a.
I love the
good
story
game,
of 1, but like 1 had,
There's a lot of flaws.
yeah, 2 was a huge jump. So I don't know. And it's 45 gigs. 45 gigs for a 6-7 hour, 7 to 8. Sounds like Greg beat it in about 7 to 8 hours. So it's going to be around there. It's probably 3 nights work for me to finish it. 45 gigs. Oh, it does have a platinum though, but I'm guessing it's crushing difficulty and all that crap. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get the platinum. Oh, that was the other thing I was gonna say about Sonic Mania before I forget. From now on, especially if a game doesn't have a platinum or if it's a platinum that I have no chance of getting, any games that come out on Switch and PS4 and they're the same game, graphically, everything, I'm getting out of my Switch. Because there's so many times where I was like, we're watching Paw Patrol, or we're watching Moana for the 17th time, or Zootopia for the 113th time, or we're watching the Me-Wins, as Casey calls the Minions, again, and I'm like, they're all entertained. I am not. I wish I could go pick up my Switch and play Sonic Mania. I should have got it on my Switch.
Yeah.
I think part of me is just like, I didn't buy a memory card. And this game's like 190 megs or something super small.
It's nothing.
But Sonic Mania, I think, was made on the Switch. I wish I would have got it on there. Now I know better. Oh, you want to get in the news of the week?
I will say,
Yes.
it's hard to believe that game is even 190 megs. It's
I think
a
Sonic 3
hair
was
bigger than
16
Sonic
megs.
2. Well, right, but I don't think that means.
But it's just the way they program everything now. And if you look at, there's so many different elements.
If you
and
downloaded
backgrounds
a
and stuff.
ROM of Sonic 2, it's
It's
like
like
2 or 3 megs.
Yes.
How this game is not 60 times the size of Sonic 2.
Oh, did you know the original Sonic 1 was on a 4 meg cart. That was pretty standard back then. Do you know what 2 megs of that cart were taken up by?
Music.
Sega. That second and a half of audio took up 2 of the 4 megs. Shout out to Did You Know Gaming on YouTube.
Wow.
2 out of the 4 gigs were just that Sega. They called it a chant. I don't know that I would call it a chant.
No,
It's one person.
A chant sounds like it's like a cult.
Hua
Like,
yaka, hua Sega, hua Sega. All right.
oh god.